Keep an eye on the board. From the writing, lastly, we are going to get familiar with two important tips concerning writing. The two tips which we do require in order to write a paragraph. One is punctuation and the other is outlining. And I'm sure at least you have heard of the names already. Punctuation. Is this important? Too much important. In order to write a paragraph, a passage, article, whatever you write, you do require to punctuate every single sentence correctly. You do have to know where the comma goes, comma, period goes, question, exclamation, apostrophe, quotation, something. There are many kinds of punctuation marks we do have in English, and today we are going to get familiar with one of those marks, which is called apostrophe. You got it? Apostrophe is going to be taught here. Look. Apostrophe. Apostrophe is one of the most important punctuation marks in English, which is used in writing and which has some specific uses. Today we are going to get familiar with each individual. Apostrophe is that mark called in English, and I'm sure you have seen this word already, haven't you? Yes, you have. In writing, if you read something, go through a passage, you will definitely face this mark, which is called apostrophe. Let's go. The first use of apostrophe is used to what? Show ownership. Do you know ownership or possession of nouns? Of nouns. Do you know nouns? Noun, marker. For example, door, teacher, students, girls, boys, people, book, phone. These are nouns. Apostrophe is used to show ownership of nouns. Example. For example, you're talking about father. Father, right? Mom. You got it. A student. See? Next one, we've got two types of nouns in English. Plural, singular. You got it? That as well. Teachers, for example, teachers. Girls. Now look, father. Something belongs to father. For example, glasses. Glasses, something you wear, right? Mom, something belongs to mom. For example, food may belong to mom. A student marker, for example. Marker belong to the student. Teachers, for example, room. Girls, book. Look, all of them are nouns. These nouns belong to these nouns. Understood or not? Ownership. How to show to somebody that these nouns belong to these nouns. And in English, this is easy to say, for example, father's glasses. But in writing, we do need to observe and write it correctly. Apostrophe, we have to keep in mind. Father, apostrophe, S is required. Now, this apostrophe in S shows that glasses belong to father. Father's glasses. There are most of the students who still do not know why to use apostrophe in S here. Still they say my father's name. But you do not have to be one of those students. You have to know that your name, the name belongs to the father. That is why you do require to bring apostrophe plus S. Even in spoken English, you have to speak the S here. Father's glasses. Mom, food. Mom's food. A student marker. A student's marker, right? Teacher's room. But here's one thing. The question arises when we are talking about plural noun. All of these nouns are singular, but what if the noun is plural? And here's one thing. This is a plural noun, ends in s. There are some plural nouns we have got, which are called irregular nouns, which do not end in s. What if a noun has s at the end? We do require only apostrophe. Teacher's room. Girls, book. Did everybody notice this? That was all. Ownership of nouns. That is all. This is the first use of apostrophe. Either the noun is singular or plural. When the noun is singular, we put apostrophe after noun and bring an s. When the noun is plural, there's one thing, provided that by shartiki, the noun should end in s. What if my noun is plural but does not end in s? For example, now look at this one. Children. Is children singular or plural? This is plural. Okay, children, for example. Now children toys. Look, these toys belong to the children. So how should I show the possession or ownership? Again, apostrophe s, because it does not already have s at the end. You understood? That was all of it. I'm sure you got it. It was the first use. And the second use of apostrophe is what? Some pronouns. With some pronouns we can use. Also show the what? Ownership. Ownership of some pronouns. What type of pronouns? Have you studied indefinite pronouns in lower classes? Do you remember that? Sure you do remember that. In lower classes you studied indefinite pronoun. The pronoun which is not talking specifically about a person. For example, someone, everyone, anyone. You do remember that? That was okay. Now when you enter the class unit, there is a bag left. You do not know who the bag belongs to. You have to ask, hey, I think this bag belongs to someone. This is someone's bag. Someone's bag. You look. Someone bag. Look, this bag belongs to someone. Everyone. Everyone. Huh? Anyone. Anyone. Look. Everyone. For example, jacket. Anyone. Job. Look. These nouns belong to this noun. How do we show? Again, apostrophe plus s. Someone's bag is stolen in the class. See, someone is indefinite. This is pronoun. It is not noun. Someone's bag. Everyone's jacket is wet due to the heavy rain, for example. Anyone's job matters. This is the second use of apostrophe. Guys understood? That was all. It was a second use of apostrophe. And what about the third use of apostrophe? So, can you guess it? Can you guess the third use of apostrophe? Have you ever seen it anywhere? No? This is abbreviation. Abbreviation. Do you know abbreviation? You know, for abbreviations, muhaffaf we have to bring in order to show ownership. Ownership. Abbreviation like, for example, something, for example, okay, NASA. NASA. This is an abbreviation of an organization, right? Now, for example, we say NASA, employee. Employees. کارمندای NASA. How do we say that? NASA's employees. Employees belong to what? This is the third use. In the fourth use, I'm gonna write it down here. The fourth use is what? Contraction. You know contractions? Contractions, short form. It shortens sentences. How, for example, when you say it is mine, it is mine. Simply in spoken English, the people prefer to shorten it, compress it, and make it smaller. Okay, in order to make it smaller, it apostrophe is. It's mine. Look, it's mine. Or, for example, I have 3 pens. I have 3 pens, which equals I plus apostrophe. I, I've. I have 3 pens. I have 3 pens instead of what? I have 3 pens. You got it? She will come here. She'll come here. She shall go there. She'll go there. Got it? Problems? Move on to the last use of apostrophe. I'm gonna show the last use of apostrophe here. The last use of apostrophe is a little bit rare, and I'm not sure whether you've heard of it before. Now look, the last use of apostrophe, it pluralizes. You know pluralize? Make something plural. Make what plural? The letters of alphabet. You know alphabet. How many letters does English alphabet have? 26. You got it? 26 letters. That is all. Now, apostrophe makes the letters of alphabet plural. How? Look at this word. Okay, let me write the use. Pluralize letters. Pluralize letters. Now, look at this word. For example, assassination. For example, assassination means killing, right? Got it? For example, infinitive. Infinitive. Now look at them. When you are, for example, speaking to somebody, speaking about assassination, hey, assassination, would you mind spelling that? Sure. There is A-S-S-A-S-S-I-N-A-T-I or something. Hey, how many A's does it have? How many A's? Look, how many A's, right? How many A's? Pluralize, apostrophe is. It has got how many A's? 4 A's. Assassination is an English vocabulary which includes how many A's? 4 A's. And what about infinitive? How many I's are used there in infinitive? There are 4 I's. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got it? 4 I's are used here. You got it? 4 I's. For example, when you successfully pass your school last examination, you actually come home and say to your father, hey, Dad, I've got 4 S's or 4 A's. 2 B's, 1 C. You got it? That is all. And I'm sure you got it. Any problems? Once again, okay, let's just summarize it. The first use of apostrophe is used to show ownership of nouns, both singular and plural nouns. The second use of apostrophe is some pronouns, like someone's, everyone's, anyone's. And the third use of apostrophe shows the ownership of abbreviations. The fourth one is what? Shows contraction, shorten the sentences, make long sentences, short sentences. The last one is pluralization of what? Letters of alphabet. Look. No questions. Want to take note or something? What is the second writing tip? Outlining. Do you know outlining, line. As the name suggests, this is so much clearer. Outlining. Hey, outlining is an organization technique. Organization. You know organization? Okay. Organization. For example, now you're going to organize something, build something. First step, you need to plan beforehand. You know beforehand. Before you build something, you need to plan, organize it. For example, where this goes, where that goes, or something. For example, an architect comes to design your building. First, he or she needs to outline it, draw an outlining for it. For example, where the kitchen goes, the office, the staff room, the hall, the guest room, something. You understood? That was all. Outlining for paragraph is an organization technique which helps you too much to come up with a good idea to write a paragraph. Before you start writing a paragraph, you need to organize it. So, in order to organize it well, apply outlining. It helps you too much to write a paragraph. How it works? See, outlining. For example, now you're going to write a paragraph regarding what? Teacher. See, teacher is a topic. You're going to write a paragraph about. So in outlining, first step, you need to think of what? A topic sentence for a teacher. Now, a teacher, for example, a teacher has to be honest and hard working. You know, hard working. Good. See, this is a good and suitable topic sentence concerning teacher. A teacher has to be honest and hardworking. It has the teacher as well, the title of the paragraph. You're going to write a paragraph regarding. Next one, you need not, in outlining section, you need not to bring details here. Just you write A, okay, identify what. Okay, you highlight each supporting sentences with letters. For example, B, right? So you do require two supporting sentences here. One for be honesty, one for hard work. Got it? Okay. First, for example, is what? Honesty. Honesty. See? Second, okay, hard work. Hard work. See? These two sentences are called what? These two are called what? Supporting sentences. And lastly, you need to think of a concluding sentence. A concluding sentence can be, for example, see, a teacher, for example, a teacher has two good qualities. Is that done? Look at the outlining of the paragraph. This is called outlining. It shows that this is the kitchen. Kitchen goes here, office goes here, staff room goes here, and lastly, the hall goes here. As a building, right? It is so simple. Now, as soon as you are done with outlining, with the organization technique, it will take only 5 minutes to complete the whole paragraph because everything is almost done here. Okay, later on, what you all have to do is bring in details for each supporting idea. That is all. Because the topic sentence is already chosen, and as well as the concluding sentence. You understood? Lastly, there are two types of outlining we've got. One is general outlining. One is detailed. Or we can say simple outlining. Simple outlining looks exactly like this. Simple outlining. It's called simple, right? Okay, simple. Outlining. Simple outlining. On the other hand, we've got what? Detailed outlining. What is detailed? با جزئیات outlining. So, با جزئیات outlining has some more things. Hey, in detailed outlining, you bring some details for each supporting idea. Got it? A, honesty, number one. For example, speak openly. For example, speak openly can be one of the details regarding what? Honesty. Number two, on something. Three, something like that. Details. For example, B, hard work. Hard work. Number one, with number, please. Keep this in mind that details are highlighted with numbers. Number one, hard work. You got it? Hard work. For example, works with the students. Assess both themselves and students. Something like that. You got it? See? Details for each supporting idea. That is all. In this case, this is called what? This is called what? Detailed adjective. Detailed outlining. Outline. Yeah, that is all. Okay, to summarize it. Outlining is an organization technique which helps you too much with organizing a paragraph, thinking of the whole or the gist of the paragraph beforehand. Before you start writing a paragraph, try to think of the outlining. It helps you too much with all the gist of it. For example, look at this. Teacher, okay, first up, when you outline a paragraph, first up, try to choose a topic you're going to write a paragraph about. Second, the topic sentence. Third, try to bring some supporting sentences, but do not give details. Do not write the supporting sentences completely because it's outlining. It's not paragraph yet. Okay? Now, for example, there are two lines. Okay, one thing in mind you have to keep. Okay, all the supporting sentences are highlighted or shown with what? Letters. A, B. A, B. And lastly, bring what? Concluding sentence. That is all. And lastly, we've got what? Two types of outlining. One is simple outlining, which has only topic sentence, supporting sentences, and what? Concluding sentence. On the other hand, we've got outlining, detail outlining, which includes details for each supporting idea. Got it? That was all.